folks, welcome to Play Unplugged TV, www.playunplugged.com, and I'm here right now with Laura Tommervik from Wizards of the Coast, and we're going to be talking about Rise of the Underdark and a whole bunch of other things too. But first, Laura, I just want to ask, what's in store for us with Rise of the Underdark?
Oh, we've got a lot of stuff in store for you. Rise of the Underdark is a huge campaign. It spans all the way from, it started in May of this year, it continues all the way through the end of the year, and it's all about Wolf and her schemes to take over the surface world and turn it eternally dark. So she's got her drow minions out there doing her bidding for her. And you can really experience the Rise of the Underdark through a variety of products and programs, all the way from D&D encounters and Lair Assault, which are in-store play programs, to RPG products and accessories, digital offerings, merchandise, even board games and novels as well.
So it's going to be like it's going to be a complete drow assault from every angle.
From every angle. So regardless how you decide you'd like to engage with Dungeons and Dragons, whether it's through the RPG or more traditional ways, or through digital offerings and our novels, we got something for everybody.
Absolutely. Now, we recently reviewed Dungeon Command, and I really love that game. Actually, I think it's very well done, and I think it's a natural evolution of the original D&D minis products that happened so long ago. What is new? What's coming down the pike for that? Because I know the fans of our site are big minis fans. And I saw that there's going to be, I did see there's going to be like a goblin set coming, an undead set coming. Tell us about it.
Well, as you mentioned, there are more sets coming. We're excited to offer players Sting of Bolt and Heart of Cormyr, which both released in July. These are miniatures that come in preset faction packs. It's a head-to-head miniature skirmish game. You can play right out of the box. So we have the two sets that were available. You mentioned Tyranny of Goblins. That will be available in September. So you can add additional minis. You can customize your factions. You know, the more content we make available, the more customization players are going to be able to have. And then you can look for new sets early next year. And as the line continues to evolve, you're going to start to see more and more new sculpts as well. Of course, they all have our fantastic paint jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're painted plastic minis, but we'll continue to offer new sculpts as we go forward. I do want to point out one of the really, really neat things about this line is that not only can you use the miniatures for this particular play experience, you can of course use them for tabletop RPG play
and for board games.
The adventure system board games that we released.
Which is probably one of the I think is one of the most interesting features of the product. I really felt that it hit on so many levels. It gave a lot of love. If you're very invested in the D&D product line, you got a lot of love from that product because you can use it so many different ways.
Multiple uses. They all come with those stat cards, so they can be incorporated into those cooperative board games, such as Legend of Drizzt, Castle Ravenloft, Wrath of Chardalon. So yes, just have that.
Speaking of which, different D&D board games, the thing with live convention.
Yeah.
The D&D board games. Are there more adventure board games down the pipe?
Not at this time, but we definitely are going to be supporting board games. Board games have been fantastically received. We recently released Lords of Waterdeep, which is a fantastic play experience. We have Dungeon board game coming out this October.
Looks really cool.
Which is a refresh with brand new art on both the box and all of the components. It is the classic dungeon crawl experience that we all remember from back in the 1980s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic experience for ages 8 and up, and you can play with 1 to 8 players. And then you can look for more board game offerings from us in 2013 as we continue to support the board game line, but not specifically the adventure system, but other board game offerings.
So one of the interesting things that yesterday at the D&D keynote, we talked most of the though right now I know the focus is on Rise of the Underdark. A lot of the focus of the keynote yesterday was pretty much all of it was focused on D&D Next, which is also being play tested right now.
Yes.
With D&D Next, they mentioned they're going to continue their development. They're going to be another year of play testing, which I think overall is going to be a good thing because I feel like the more you play test, the better the game's going to be, and that seemed to be one of the messages they wanted to hammer home. But with that entire year, with an entire year to fill, are we going to see more stuff for 4E?
You are. We are going to make content available, that fantastic exclusive content for D&D encounters. So that is our retail play program. Folks can drop into their local gaming stores on Wednesday nights, and we'll continue to provide wonderful 4th edition content through that program, as well as through our D&D Insider, which are our online tools. So they'll continue to provide great 4th edition content through our online magazines, such as Dragon and Dungeon. And then we have a whole suite of other products next year that are like called edition agnostic, right? So that you can really adapt them to whichever edition.
That's actually a really good idea. So these are going to be kind of more, are they going to be more what gamers refer to as fluff-oriented, as in a lot of background and story ideas and things like that, and less things that are mechanically linked to the game?
Let me give you a great example. Later this year we have a book coming out called Ed Greenwood's presents Elminster's Forgotten Realms.
Right.
And this is all directly written by Ed Greenwood, and this is exactly how he imagined the Forgotten Realms. It's almost purely story. It's all about the world, the ins and outs of it. It even includes scans of some of his old notes and manuscripts, with writing in the margins. And it's story based. And as you probably remember from last night's keynote, really, that's the direction we're moving. D&D is all about telling stories around the table. So our focus is going to be story, and we can hopefully put the rules a little bit behind us and bring players of all editions back to the table through the story, so that they're all having these shared experiences together.
And I really think Ed Greenwood was a great choice, and it's funny, like, when he's out there, you kind of just get this idea of how much, like, Ed Greenwood, Mike Knowles too, like, they just really love the game and the universe, and it definitely shows. That's something that I feel like is really difficult to fake, and I think that's what's so awesome about it. So, like, what's it like having Ed Greenwood around, like, doing all this stuff? Because number one, this is so funny, it's such a geeked out thing to say, but, like, I love Ed Greenwood's voice. Isn't that weird? Like,
That's not weird.
I love listening.
He has a radio voice.
He has this amazing, like, I was like, oh, I want Ed Greenwood to run my game.
I know, right? It's like he's Elminster.
Yeah. Well, like, that was actually, it was funny. I was sitting there with my friend John talking to him. We were watching some of the stuff on the keynote, and I'm like, John, he is Elminster. Like, it's so crazy.
It's wonderful. I think this was mentioned a couple times in the keynote. Not only are the people on the teams working on the product, they love the game, play the game, have for many, many years. We all play it, we all love it. So, it's a lot of fun, especially working with Ed, R.A. Salvatore, and all the wonderful authors that we have that are part of the Summary story, which was also discussed, our big novels line that the D&D community can look forward to.
Yeah, and that's
a big event. It's really going to bring the Forgotten Realms back to what everybody loves about Forgotten Realms.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
You probably can't answer it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The thing about the Sun Ring, and once again, some of my D&D enthusiast friends and some of the freelance writers on the site were sitting talking about it after the keynote. My thing about the Sun Ring is, so is this going to be a return? Like, is there going to be a time travel element to this? Are we, like, because that's one of the things, is it going to be, we see characters coming back, Dritz, yes, Elminster, yes, but those characters are timeless, so they Dritz is an elf, lives a very long time, Elminster is a wizard, he kind of transcends that, and so he could show up really anywhere. But is this going to? There was some hints of maybe going back to, like, or is it still going to? Are we still progressing the story forward?
We're still progressing the story forward. We're not going to retcon or pretend if any of the events that have occurred, didn't happen. We're going to respect all the writings of all the wonderful authors that have been writing in the realms and progressing that timeline forward. So we have ways that we are going to be doing that, but we're certainly not erasing the past and resetting things, doing a time travel and pretending
I really think that's a good thing. I think that that's the best move, because I wouldn't want to see. I think one of the things, like you said, this idea of trying to unify the D&D fan base, by giving them a lot of options. But I feel like taking stuff away that's already happened would would isolate other things. So whoever jumped on, one of the new players that may have gotten involved, maybe 4th Ed was their first edition. So,
yeah, and the exciting thing about the Sundering, after the effects of the Sundering have settled, that's the last of we call it the realm-shaping events. That's the last of those big things that are going to make those major changes that we're going to make. Because focus going forward after that is going to be the players who are going to be having a direct impact on the world.
And that's a really cool thing you talked about the keynote. Do you want to just to share with the fans, just in case they haven't got a chance to see the keynote or whatever, what you mean by that, and how the fans are actually going to be able to directly interact with the product?
Well, we're going to set up systems so that players at their home campaigns or wherever they're playing, we're going to provide a mechanism for feedback, for us to aggregate all that information. And players, based on their own play, are literally going to impact where the realms go in the future after the effects of the Sunbreak have settled. So that means through actual RPG play and the adventures that we provide, we're going to have a direct impact on the world, which is really exciting. At the end of the day, D&D is all about the stories and the adventures that we create around the table, and so that this world is evolving based on those stories, those individual stories at a very personal level.
And I think that's going to be, I think it's going to be something exciting, and I think that whenever, part of this thing is I feel like people want to be invested, they want to feel like they have an influence, and this is going to be a way for people to get involved and feel like they have an influence on what goes on. I'm trying to think of some good closing questions. I guess one of the things I want to know is, what is it that you're most excited about that's coming down the line? Like what gets you really excited about D&D? Is there a thing about D&D Next? Is there a particular mechanic, or is there a particular product line that's coming along that's something you think is really special, or even a novel?
Well, we've got lots of exciting things coming along. One of the things that we talked about last night at the keynote was the fact that we're bringing back a lot of the old content out of the vaults for previous editions, back from the TSR and Wizards of the Coast vaults. So early in 2013, we're going to have something for players of all editions in digital format. And so obviously we have a massive vault of content to dip into, so that will be coming in waves. But our goal really is with each of those waves to provide content to support all editions. So again, so that we have something for everybody. It's really important for us as we look to the future of Dungeons & Dragons to also embrace our past. And this is all about bringing players back to the table regardless of what edition they play. So it's all very exciting to see the community coming together all under this umbrella, because it's all about us loving the same game and not necessarily being divided anymore based on our preferred play styles.
Will the vault stuff will that also include properties that were published in the TSR?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. So we can see the return of some like classic stuff like Planescape or Spelljammer.
Well, without naming specifics, yes, we're looking at all the library of previous settings and worlds, and our goal is to provide what the most popular ones are based on player response, and make that available. So
that sounds really cool.
It's really exciting.
Well, thank you for sitting down and taking some time with us for the Unplugged fans. Great interview, and I really appreciate learning all this cool stuff about what's coming up.
Great talking to you again, and I look forward to talking with you in the future.
Yeah, many more years.
Yes, thank you, Enrico.
Thanks, Laura. Folks, this is Enrico Nardini with Laura Tommervik from Wizards of the Coast. Make sure you check out Play Unplugged, www.playunplugged.com, and thank you for watching.